Hey, you there, tell me how have you been? You could have a steam train if you just lay down your track. You could have an aeroplane flying if you bring your blue sky back. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Let me be your sledgehammer. This will be my testimony. Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel is the song we're doing today. It's kind of adapted for acoustic guitar, so I've never really thought about playing this song on an acoustic guitar before, but I saw a version done by a group called Larkin Poe that made me realize it was possible. It's a very funky version. I'll put the link below. But today we're going to do it all on one guitar. You heard that starting riff. It's just a very simple pull off from the B note, which is the 2nd fret A string, down to the A string, 3rd fret E string, which is the G, and then down to the open E string. So, and then after you do those four notes, you pick the A and D strings open and hammer them both on at the same time to the 2nd fret. So it sounds like this. Slide up to 4, pick it again and then slide up to 4, and then lift your finger off back down to the 2nd fret again. So do it again. Do it again, but this time hammer onto 3 on the A string and 2 on the D string, which is the bottom of a C chord. Slide it up 2 frets. Again, pick it first, slide it up 2 frets, slide it up again and pick when you get there to the 7th fret A string and the 5th fret D string. Slide it up again 2 frets. Again, you're picking and then sliding. Once you get to there, hit an A sus2 chord and hold it for 2 bars, and that is your intro. So it sounds like this. Then we move into the main riff of this song, which is kind of where it's all at. Now, I'm playing this fingerstyle, but you can absolutely do all this with a pick, and I'm going to show you how as well, so I'll just leave that there for a minute, but I prefer to play with my fingers, but either way, this is possible, and I'll show you how to do it with both fingers or pick, and pick, or pick. The riff, over the E major chord, so we're open E string, hit it again, slide up to 4. With your first finger, cover the 2nd fret of the A and the D strings and play them both, one after the other. So, next time, we're coming in on this next bar on the very last 16th beat of the bar we've just played. So, it comes just ahead of the 1 beat. And I'll show you what I mean. It's kind of like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and it comes in on that very, very last 16th beat. Otherwise, it sounds kind of a bit square. It'll sound like this. And that's not as funky as the actual song goes. It goes. And that's the riff. So open E string twice, play it again, slide up to 4, and then 2 on the A, up to 5, which you can also play as a D, open D string, and then down to 4. If you wanted to get really funky about it, you can bend that 4 up a half step. Also kind of sounds nice for a change. That's your riff. Little variations here and there on the very last note. If you play the E or you play the D, it kind of doesn't really matter, but as long as you get that groove happening. You could have a steam train if you just lay down your track. Airplane flying if you bring your blue sky back. Hitting that note, that E note on the push, which is like just ahead of the beat, is a tricky thing to do when you're singing, but work at it and you can get it. Now, to play that riff with a pick, that little push becomes kind of a little bit easier because you can catch it because it's on an off 16th note, or an even numbered 16th note if you like. The 1 is the 1 beat, but the 2, 4, 6, 8 and all the even notes are on an off beat, which means they come naturally on an upstroke. So this push note on the E string is going to come on an upstroke with your pick. Catch it on an upstrum and you'll find it much more natural feeling to get that note on the right beat. So like this. And both of those two notes, you start on 2 upstrokes because the very first one in the riff, which is the last 16th note of the bar, lasts for 2 16th notes, or 1/8 note if you like. So the very first 16th note of the new bar is a rest. Which means the one after that is on another one of those even note upstrum 16th notes, even number upstrum 16th notes. I'm going to play that really slowly and try and tap my foot and match it to the grid of rhythm, so it hopefully makes it easier for you to get. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is your verse, and that is your riff that kind of pops up all throughout the song. After the first verse, we do a little bridge that only happens once in the song, and it goes, all you do is call me, C sharp minor 7, I'll be anything you need. Back to the riff, right? But then we head into a second verse, followed by the chorus. Now the chorus is this, I wanna be. So you do a C sharp minor 7, straight to a D, and you can do a D bar chord, but you can, I think it kind of sounds nice and rings out as an open D chord. I wanna be. Then F sharp minor, your sledgehammer. Now the higher voicing of the F sharp minor 7 sounds much nicer than this one, especially when you're singing over it. I wanna be your sledgehammer. And it doesn't really matter what you strum there, just keep that beat going. Why don't you call my name? Let me be your sledgehammer. This could be my testimony. Back to the riff. At the end of this, just go up to the D and hold that, or stop on that, like it's in your tab. It's just a slight variation, a slight different ending to that riff, but leads you into the next verse and kind of breaks things up ever so slightly, makes it sound more interesting. Another verse, this time followed by a double chorus. So you're just going to run through that chorus twice, and then you run through the riff again. You go back to the riff. This time, there's a brass line in the song that we can play with octaves. So the D, which is 5th fret A string, 7th fret G string, slide it down a fret to do a C sharp, pair of octaves, and then down to the B octaves as well. And that gives you your descending brass line. So And that's where the little riff comes in. Incidentally, if you want to do that, I think what the notes are D, 12th fret D string, hammer on to the 14, then 12 on the G, 12 on the B, 12 on the E, and then back down through those notes again. Something like that. If you wanted to spend the time getting that riff, it's very fast, it's very fluid. You know, I'm not going to do it here now because I'm a lazy man, but that is kind of close to what you hear that little riff doing. But it's a flute sound, I think, played on a keyboard. I digress. After that line, what I think is best to do here, because this is sort of moving into the outro of the song, is to start playing chords. So instead of going back to that riff, we're going to go to our E minor chord and get a little bit of a rhythm going here. We're going to go down to a C chord, and a C sus2 also sounds nice, which is basically that open B string in your A-shaped bar chord, like that. If you play it with those fingers, and then down to an A sus2, which is the same shape 3 frets down on the open chord, right? So it's I keep the habit, share my skin, share my skin. This is the new stuff. We go dancing in, we go dancing in. I want you to show for me. You can use that open E string there on the bottom of the E minor chord. I will show for you. When you go down to the C, use the tip of this finger to just slightly touch the E string so you don't hear that accidentally when you play the C chord. It lets you be a little bit looser with your strum. Just a little tip there. And with the A chord, I'm actually muffling the E string with my thumb over the top. And use that little chord progression to take you out through the end of the song. And that's it. You're combining those choruses with the riff. Takes a while to kind of get it in together, especially if you're singing over the top of it, but it's a nice, fun song to play, bit of a challenge. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please like and subscribe, share, comment. Let me know how you're going. And we'll see you here again next time. Thanks.